I've been rebuilding my physical media collection for the past year, and it's coming along pretty nicely. But I still have my original DVD collection from when I was a teenager. Inside this binder is a collection that I started when I was just 12 years old with my very first DVD. Speaking of my very first DVD, it was none other than Rush Hour 2.
All he wanted was some mushu.
I got this movie for Christmas one year along with my very own DVD player, and I've seen it more times than I can even count. And as cool as it is that I still own all of these movies, sometimes I wish I could display them on my shelf, but I can't because I threw away all the cases, because back then I was more concerned with saving space, so they only exist inside this binder. But I've got an idea for a DIY project, if you will, that will allow me to put some of my childhood DVDs up on the shelf for the very first time. So I've got some high gloss photo paper and a stack of empty DVD cases. So a lot of these are like educational DVDs or children's shows that my daughter will watch on long road trips, and we take those with us on the go in their own little binder. So the cases for these have just been stacked up in our garage collecting dust. So I figure instead of throwing them in the trash, I might as well recycle them. And I found this website where I can download high resolution images of old movie covers, and I started going through my collection to see which movies I wanted to print covers for so I could put them on my shelf. So looking through my old collection, I want to decide which movies I want to display. Here is the Dark Knight trilogy, which I already own on Blu-ray, so I can skip that. One of my favorite movies growing up, I definitely got to do Holes. Nacho Libre, that's going on the shelf for sure. I actually found a really cool blue case that I think would go perfect because Nacho's suit is blue, right? I feel like this would look great. Eight-Legged Freaks, I saw this in theaters as a kid. It's kind of hilarious, so I'm definitely going to put this in a case. The Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy, I think I own at least twice. I think I have it on DVD here, and I have it on Blu-ray, so these can stay in the sleeves. However, Daredevil 2003, starring Ben Affleck and Colin Farrell, one of my all-time favorites. I'm definitely putting this one in a case.
Can I get you anything before we land?
More peanuts, please.
And now I have 20 blank DVD cases as well as 20 new covers that I just printed. This is incredible. So I'm gonna put these together. Okay, look at this. Fantastic. Oh my goodness. Finally, my baby's back home with me. So I found a couple different covers for iRobot, but this one was all white, and I found a white case. So I thought this would look really slick. But also I want to point out that Alan Tudyk's name is like nowhere on any of these covers. It all says Will Smith, even though Alan Tudyk played Sonny. Great movie. This one I'm really excited about. This was one of my favorite movies, still is one of my favorite movies. I used to have the whole song memorized. I read the book, I watched the movie. I mean, I was obsessed with Holes, and now it's going on my shelf for the first time since like 2003, which is how long I've owned this disc. A few tips about downloading these covers online. I tried finding a few different websites. I think I Googled free DVD covers, and the first few websites that came up required a paid subscription. I don't recommend doing that unless you really want to pay for it. But I ended up finding a Reddit thread that I can link down in the description. use these at your own discretion, but I went through a few different recommended sites, and this one, cover.box3.net, one heck of a name. I found it, and it seems to work pretty well. The search feature has everything filtered through original covers, custom-made covers, and it filters them whether they're high resolution or extra high resolution, also by language. I accidentally printed a cover in Spanish because I wasn't paying attention, and I didn't notice until after I printed it. So make sure you pay attention to the languages and whether or not they're Blu-ray or DVD or VHS and stuff like that. But I will link that website that I used down in the description, and I will also link the Reddit thread that has all the other recommended sites. And I have 20 new not new, but you know what I mean, 20 DVDs that I can add to my shelf now that came from that binder, which is pretty neat. I still have the binder. I'm still going to keep the binder. Obviously, I don't think I will ever transfer all of them because it is nice to have that binder where I have a lot of movies in one place. But for the sake of my collection, I mean, some of my favorites, I got like all my Adam Sandler movies. I got Hook, Jumanji, Holes, Space Jam, E.T. I like so many great movies. And look how good they look. These turned out really, really good, and I'm happy with it. So that was a fun little DIY project, and it makes me really happy to have some of my childhood movies, some nostalgic movies for me, on display in my collection. Of course, I always have the binder. Of course, I can always watch these movies whenever I want, but this is just something that I thought would be fun, and maybe for some, it's a little bit more work than it was worth, but I had the cases lying around, and yeah. Thanks for watching. If this is something you're interested in doing, then I hope this is a useful tutorial. But other than that, if this is your first time stumbling across my page, hi, my name is CJ. I'm an artist and creator and collector. And what was I saying? Anyways, you can find me online just about anywhere at sidekickink. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Whoa. Printed slips or sleeves or covers. They're not, you know.